So get a sense of your body, what it's picking up and what it's feeling, the information it has for you. One of the values of the body is those sensings that it does. And then all of that energy that the body is messaging to you, just thank it for the messages and find a place for them to be held. It might be in a basket, it might be an assistant. All of the feelings that the physical body is bringing to you, just put it off to the side for now so they don't tug at you. I'll just turn it over to our CAG Healing Collective, and they can be with that, sort through whatever your higher self wants done. And then you can bring your attention right back to being present in this circle. And get a sense of the various women that are here. There are 7 of us here gathered at this moment. We meet here in the sacred ground of sovereignty. Totally encased and surrounded by the flame and the brilliance and the warmth and the cleansing of the Guardian Circle protocol teams. And we ask that all that we love, all those that we love, be held in that same guardianship place, not only just now, but as they move through the week. Sense yourself filled with the energy of the sun, that energy of information. Energy going right down, activating all of your power centers, moving out the feet solidly planted on Mother Earth. That information and energy going into the roots within the earth of the sisterhoods, those women who are awake, who are present, who are ready and willing and excited to do life in a different way. All that information that you bring adds to the richness of what is there, like a huge library. And that library includes the qualities of love and generosity, of respect, of joy, protection, looking out for all welfare of that in the web of life. Our commitment is to be together in this present moment, respecting each other's voice, being self-responsible with our own triggers that might come up. We will use that as a gift for our own healing and learning. The circle is gathered. We are here to be most powerfully impactful and effective on designing and calling forth a future reflecting of good for all in the web of life. We are here. The circle is called and set, anchored, and activated. And so it is. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to invite each of you to place yourself in the circle. Name where you are on the planet in case you've moved around, and any quality that you want to add to this circle that you feel it may be coming through you. Might be something that is in the energy circle itself already, but it needs to be spoken. So we'll put ourselves in the circle in that way. Name, place, and what do you want to speak into the intelligent field of the circle. Kelly, would you start, please? And then tag around.
Kelly here in Portland, Oregon. And I just got back from a walk, and in my walk, I could feel the heartbeat of the mother. So I want to bring in heartbeat. And I tag Emma.
I am here in Northwest Massachusetts, and I will bring in William. No, that's where I live. I will bring in Delight and Susan.
I'm here in Byron, Illinois, and I'm going to bring in grounded energy. And I will tag Arlie.
I'm here just outside Wellington, New Zealand. It is a gray and overcast day, and I want to bring the anticipation of something good. And I will tag Cinda.
I'm Cinda. I'm in Westland, Oregon, just south of Portland. And I'd like to bring in magic. Today's been a real magical day so far. Oh, and Sue.
I'm in Issaquah, east of Seattle, and I'm going to bring in gratitude. That's back to you, Sharon.
Thanks, Sue. Sharon Raji Maynard here, Whidbey Island, and I am going to bring in respect. Respect. So we have heartbeat, delight, grounded energy, anticipation of good, magic, gratitude, and respect. A small snippet of what's here, but that's here also. So just one matter of business. I'm starting a class this week. One is on a Tuesday afternoon, one will be on a Thursday morning, same class, just the basics of the galactic landscape that I'm going to be teaching next year. All of you have gotten something about in your email box, and some of the links are like goofy. So I've worked to try and ungoof them, and I'm going to just be sending a new link so that you can get into the course, because those of you who've been working and doing your part, I want just to gift you this 4-week course. So don't worry about the links in the PDF file. I'm just going to send you links so you don't have to mess around with whatever's going on there. For some of you, I sent you a PDF that you could share with friends, and the links in that one I think are okay, but it's just the ones for my gifting to my good buddies. I'll send you a new one this afternoon. So here we are, standing at this moment where we've made great strides, I think, in calling forth a future. And we could kind of rest on our laurels, but I don't think we better, because the energy just is moving very, very fast. So this is my week, and as you know, Susan and I take turns, and so what I'm going to do for my weeks is basically probably just going to do good old-fashioned guided imagery meditation. That doesn't mean that your guides won't take you off faster, sooner into the Netherlands, which is totally okay. But that's what we're going to do today. And I felt it was important to go into the future to see what codes are there that we may need to have here, what codes, what information, maybe what teams, what is in the future ready and drawing us there, but why don't we go there and make an immediate connection and see if we can't strengthen that bridge. So that's what we're going to be doing with my voice. Now, what you do with those teams that work with you, it will be perfect also. So is there anything else anyone wants to say before we start our journey? We'll just open it up for any comment. Okay, looks like we're ready. So again, close your eyes and breathe and get a sense of the faces that you see on the screen, that there they are in your mind's eye. We are here together. And it appears as if we're in separate homes. So just let yourself be moved to a circle where we are really together energetically, where we are present with one another. And it doesn't matter if we all imagine the same place or if we're imagine different places, we are going to be there. So as you open that mind of imagination and you look around, and there's Arlie and Sue, there's Cinda and Susan, Kelly, myself and Emma, and some who aren't here but have been here. There they are. So we're greeting each other in that new place, finding our place to sit, maybe around a table, maybe in a meadow, might be on tree stumps, where we are together in that world. And there's a sense of excitement of something new. There's a sense of joy and delight. And we can feel it rippling between us. We feel that energy and we claim it for this circle, and we activate it in behalf of all circles gathering, large or small, anywhere in this network we call life. An awakening and an excitement of new. And just notice if you feel any cords, any tugs that hold you to past, even past ideas of good, but also any past voices that says you can't. Just notice any of those kind of cords and do what you have to do to disconnect them from you. You might find yourself doing a little bit of a dance, stomping free, shaking yourself, snapping your fingers. We are totally sovereign. And we look around, and there are our teams gathering around us. We see them, we know them, and they are also excited. And in whatever way you do, it might be like casting that fishing rod, fly fishing way, way upriver. 6 months, a year, 5, way upriver to let it land. Or you might find a bridge magically appearing, whoom, 6 months, year, 5 years, up time stream. Just notice how your path is there. It opens to you. Our intention is to travel into that future space and time. Just moving magically. Power of your imagination. And you can feel the warmth of that place drawing you. Might be drawing you from your heart. It might be drawing your whole body. Might be drawing your creative center. So excited to create. And when you get there, notice who is there, how they are ready to interact with you. Do they have questions? Do they have information? Do they want to show you pictures? We are here as ambassadors from the past to get all that is needed, all that's most important in this moment, to bring back to the past, which is our present. So spend time there. Gather information, ask questions. It would be a good idea maybe to get a symbol to help condense the information for you. When you feel complete with that expansion, then return along your path, write it in your journal, and we'll be here to hear your sharing. Is there anyone who needs more time? Okay, here we are. Susan, would you like to start?
Well, mine was only took me 6 months ahead. And I landed at the top of a mountain range, sitting under a beautiful oak tree. And the sky was a night sky with the bright stars. But then down below the tree where I was the sun and the earth energy coming. And so they both came in to meet me at the apex of the heart center, both energies. So I asked where I was being held, and they said that I was holding the balancing frequencies, and I was broadcasting the ability to shift from any point in time of being out of resonance. And this is what it felt like to be in complete balance, centered, holding those frequencies and broadcasting them out. They wanted me to remember that then all of a sudden my cells had light codes in them, and they took me microscopically inside, and each cell had this light language or microscopic light codes in each cell as they were moving and multiplying. It was really interesting. And then all of a sudden the meridians turned into crystalline ley lines instead of acupuncture meridians. So I just asked what I needed to do, and they said it's not about doing, it's about being. The new earth magnetic, the new earth energy is about just being, no structure, open flow, being able to shift from that very low frequency back into that high frequency, and learning to maneuver that balance. And they just said, just be more in the world. And then they just brought through some light language codes when I asked for a symbol. So they just decoded a list of light language to work with. So I am complete. So I will tag Emma.
So we sail upstream until we reach a dock. There's a small crowd of people with garlands of flowers for each of us, and they take our hands and lead us to their homestead. The terms village or town or city don't seem to fit. It's a different kind of gathering together for living together. It's 200 years into the future. I see a blend of technology that is nature-based and carefully curated nature. They explain that we are still in the healing of the damage to the earth phase. Land, water, flora, and fauna are all coming back into the balance that was intended. The humans are guided by the Deva realms. We are the hands and the strong backs in the physical world. There are many others in the vibrational realms working at that end. Even though there's laughter and song and talk from all, we can also hear a deep and satisfied peace underneath it. It's like a slow heartbeat rather than the frenzied energies of today. It's a good place to be. I asked for a sign to take back to me to share with the circle. A necklace of gold chains, not delicate at all. So it's very solid, emerges from nothing. And there is an amulet at the end. It's a golden spiral on an emerald disc. They placed the necklace over my head along with the flowers that were placed when we arrived, and someone whispers with a grin, "Follow the yellow brick road." And we laugh and embrace and return to now. And so as we're leaving, I hear, "Consider your companions. Do not fear the darkness. If you step off the road from time to time, from there to here is just one step." And I am complete. Arlie.
Well, this was a weird one. Before Sharon finished with her guided meditation, I got the words, this is going to be about communication. So then a staircase, a beautiful wooden staircase with no handrails or anything appeared before me. And I started climbing up it, passing over 5, 6, 1 years per step, and got up to about 50 years in the future. And I stepped into this room, and there was all of today's sort of television sets and radios and computer screens all playing at once, all playing stuff like Fox News and MSNBC and Rachel Maddow and Tom Hartman, and pick somebody that you've ever heard on the radio. And there's all this cacophony of all of them talking and giving messages of their interpretation, their heavily slanted views on what's happening today. And you couldn't really get anything out of it because there's just so much noise and so much slant. You don't know what's going on. And so I thought to myself, I have to get a grip here. What is this? And a crystal tower kind of thing made of individual crystals, but they were bent, appeared, and it was clear quartz crystals. And I was thinking, well, this is really nice. And here's still all of this crap down here. What does this mean? What does this mean? And the crystals started each playing a tone, just more of, you could hear a musical note, but it was more of a vibration. And I don't know what happened to the televisions and the radios. Somehow they weren't important anymore, but I have the feeling they were still there. And I just started asking, what does it mean? What does this mean? And that was when I came back. That was my answer. And that's what I'm bringing back. What does it mean? So I'm complete, and I'm passing it on to Sue.
Thank you. So Arlie just said something that helped me, and everything I got fits with what Susan was saying. So last week was so full of energy and information, I'm still trying to put it into words. But Wednesday night, last Friday at 3 a.m., I was awakened by a spaceship above me. And I first felt all this amazing love and support. And then I said, what the fuck are you doing? You're not helping. You have abandoned us. I have free will. You've allowed all the dark forces to take over, and it's destroying us. You are allowing it, and you're not helping enough. And this is critical. So my free will is I do not give any consent to be controlled, manipulated, or damaged or harmed in any way by the dark forces, by their agendas. And I am claiming that for myself, and I'm claiming it for all humanity who wants that same truth. So today what I got was, so last week I saw the minerals come into activation. So I was sitting in the Sahara Desert, and the sand and salt inside me and around the world is releasing energy, but it's not just energy, it's a vibration, it's a frequency, it's information, it's consciousness. And it's continuous. And as we can handle more will be released. And so I saw Stonehenge, and I was like, oh, so what is this Stonehenge doing? We saw it activated. I don't know what it's doing. And the answer was it's stabilizing. It has this, it's like the bass in an orchestra. And it has a part, and the part is it's stabilizing. It has the frequency for doing that. Then the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx, and whatever the third one is, they're all activating. And I always thought there was something inside of it. And today it feels more like the material, the structure, the form, and the intention is in like all the minerals that went into making it. And it's holding the information. And when you said bridge, so a bridge showed up in front of me across the sand for 6 feet. So I walked across the 6 feet and I encountered space people. And so since I had gotten angry last Friday, the space people said, we're here to help. You asked for help. Now we're here to help. We can't intervene. We can't change things for you, but we can help you as you walk through the process going forward, claiming your own sovereign truth, frequency, energy. We can assist that in happening, and it's been going on for days. And 30 days is really critical for which direction we're going to go in. Are we going to allow the darkness to take over? Are we going to get lost in fighting the darkness? Or are we going to do something we have never done before? And that is be the light that dissipates the darkness. And what I also saw was there's been a flood. Can't remember. And where there's been world wars, and the Third World War some time ago was predicted to destroy by fire due to atomic bombs. But there's a scientist that says there's actually evidence that Earth has already survived an atomic war, and it fit. And it's like, we don't have to do it. We don't have to do it. It happened in the past. We don't have to do it. We can now go forward and do something we've never done before by claiming the sovereign power that we are. And it just changes things, but not how we've ever expected or thought it could happen. So, that's all I have for now. I'm complete. And Cinda?
I'm in awe and charms all at the same time. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I might be a little bit out of practice because I really didn't go anywhere. And I sat there and I'm like, where are we going? What are we doing? I need to be doing something. And I just kept hearing all is well, continue on, enjoy, all is well, continue on, enjoy, share the light. And I said, okay, well, what am I supposed to be looking for? And they said, well, you've been finding them all day, coins. And so I went, oh, brother. So anyway, I just knew that I hadn't been traveling. I've been finding little gifts of coins throughout. Like I took the advent calendar out that my aunt made me, and there was a dime in there, and dimes mean my father. And this was made by my father's sister. And then I was on a walk talking to Kelly, and I found 11 cents on the path in front of me when I bent down to pick up a stick. And anyway, coins are everywhere. So they're just like, I think it's just meaning you're not alone. Kelly.
Okay, so I've been in conversations with my dragons, and I seem to have a few of them. But so what I was shown was a fire, and I was the fire. My consciousness was the fire. And with the flipping of the fire, the tongue of the fire as it flickers, I could see that around the fire were rings. So there was like 7 rings around the fire and more. And with the licking of the fire, which was my consciousness, I was tapping on others' pineal glands. So a flame would reach through and it would go from one ring to the next. So a flame lick would come through and tap on a pineal gland, and all these pineal glands I could see were crystals, but they're liquid, they're malleable. So every time a flame would tap the pineal gland, it was like a finger going into a puddle, if you will, or a crystalline field, but it was fluid. There was fluidity to it, and there was color and spectrum. And so I drew like diamonds, like each pineal gland was a diamond, and I'd poke on it and with my lick of a flame in all different directions and all these concentric circles. And then of course, the codes, the frequencies, so much of what we're all picking up, you know, the language, the numbers, the harmonics. And it was just, so I was just dancing in this flame, and these flicks of light of the flame were going out and through the alchemical aspect. And I was working, and then I saw a golden dragon's eye. I have the red dragon eye that I've been working with, but this was the golden dragon's eye. And that was what I was given, was the golden dragon's eye with the 3 spirals around it, but that's a golden eye. And I'm expecting perhaps there will be a third one. I don't know. Maybe my dragon has a gold eye and a red eye. I haven't quite figured that out. But I've been working with dragons. I have a dragon crystal that was given to me a few weeks, or I shouldn't say given to me, came into my space, and I took a bath with it last night, not in the tub, but it was in the room with me. And so, yeah, so this whole dragon language, there's a whole new type of language that I'm writing down that seems to be dragon speak, but it doesn't look quite like light language. It is light language, but there's a dragon-esque quality to it, a harder line to it than just, anyway. That's it. I'm complete. Sharon, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. So I was just taken like just a little over a year into the future to see the impact of having taught the galactic landscape. And I said, how many are there? They said it's a small group, about 10. And I said, I don't think that's enough. we got to do 30%. And if we only do 10 a year, that's not good. So we've got to figure out, so going into the future is where, we're saying that you got to make some adjustments then. And I said, it's important to have faster expansion of consciousness, change of consciousness into the building on the galactic information landscape. They said yes. And the only way to do that is for you to get the codes in the future to bring that back. That's what's needed. And because it's you. And so I ask that start to be created in the future, because I can't create it from teams in the past. It's teams in the future who have that kind of information. And so I asked what the symbol would be, and I don't know if you probably do. The typewriters that used to have the little eggs in them, and the fonts, each little egg was a font, type of a font, right, Susan? So it was like that. It was like a round, and it had all these symbols on it, and adding the things all the time. They said, we're in the process of putting this together. It's not ready yet because we really want to get it as good as we can for the download. And not only the symbols for larger expansion, but also the symbols to create connections in a different way, because we've been trying to do collaboration by eliminating competition. What we want to do is have no competition brought it forward. In the future, there's no competition. So that's where the codes are for expansion and connections. And so I just put that in process, and I'm going to be working with it for that purpose. And I'm complete. So just sitting in the information and the feeling of what was shared. What occurs to me is just to be able to put a strong yes, stamp that one yes on each of the individuals that were spoken. I didn't even know what it will mean other than going, yes, that's a vibration I want and I will support. What emerges for you as you sense this energy field of new information? How and what is the best? I get back to action words, but is there anything to do? Is there anything to claim? Is there anything to activate? And now just to open the field for whatever is emerging. And if there's something to share, let's just let the sharing happen. Sit for 30 seconds in that before there might be another sharing. Just let space be there between the sharing.
No, what came to mind right away is sitting in peace and broadcasting. It's like being a crystal, and it's broadcasting the higher frequency, which to me is unconditional love and acceptance, and the light that to me looks like lightning, that incredibly bright, powerful light, and broadcasting the highest frequency we can imagine, feel, or experience.
Thank you all for being here. Our presence is enough. And being willing to speak truth that flows through you without understanding or need to understand. Thank you for that. So now if you want to unmute, we can do our goodbyes and blessings on the week. Now that we walk together, we're always with you. If there's any additional support you need, call us in. Code love if you need to. Thank you for spending time. I really appreciate you for that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Blessings.
Good night.
Have a
Good night.
wonderful week.
Yes, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.